Good day everyone, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel today. In the United States of America, a very minute percentage of the food being consumed by the population is being produced by less than 5% of the population. This is because they use mechanized farming to produce their food. Also, it may be of interest to you to note that the United States is the largest producer of maize in the whole world. They use it for a lot of things like pizza and some other food products. Today I'm talking to you about excuses people give for not going to farming and how to overcome those excuses. Excuses that individuals give for not going into farming and how to overcome them. Many people in Africa and Nigeria particularly, they refuse to go into farming and they have different excuses why they do not go into farming. In 1978, the Obasanjo administration in Nigeria introduced Operation Feed the Nation, OFN, whereby he mandated all citizens of the country to utilize every available land for farming purpose. It was in the news those times that oúnjẹ lọ̀rẹ́ àwọ̀. That means when somebody eats good food, the skin is going to shine, it's going to radiate. Another songwriter, King Sunny Ade, sang a song which is called Kò ságbẹ̀ mọ́ lóko. He also sang another song that Àgbẹ̀ ni ọba ní oko. All these were around the time that President Olusegun Obasanjo introduced Operation Feed the Nation into the country. Obasanjo still has his own farm today. He exports some of his agricultural produce. Now, individuals, if you go travel the length and breadth of Nigeria, you see land everywhere. You travel, you take off from Niger, from Kontagora, and then you are going to Birnin Kebbi, from Kontagora to Yauri in Kebbi State. You pass through large expanse of land, and you see that this land are not farmed. You come towards Lagos State, and you leave Lagos, and you are on your way from Lagos to Ibadan. Between Lagos and Ibadan, you see large expanse of land to your right and to your left, the forest. Still, they are not farmed. Just a little portion are being farmed. You go to Ibadan, leave Ibadan. On your way from Ibadan to Oyo, you see the large expanse of land again. They are not being farmed. Then you leave Oyo, and then on your way from Oyo to Ilorin, the expanse of land on the way is still large. Then you get to Ilorin, you say, okay, let me get to Umuaran. On Umuaran, on my way to Kaba, from Kaba to Abuja, the expanse of land continues from Abuja, from Lokoja to Abuja, all the way. You see the expanse of land everywhere. Individuals in their own houses also, they have land that they allow to lie fallow. People do not farm them. Why are these land not farmed? Why do we have few farmers in the country? Number one reason people give is that when they plant, people are going to steal it. In fact, somebody have told me that stealing occurs at every stage of the planting process. Every stage of the planting process, the individual said stealing takes place. At every stage of the planting process, any stage you are in the planting process, people will steal from you. They will steal from you. And if you are planting cassava, at the plant, you buy the cassava stalks that you are going to plant, the cassava sticks. And the ones you are going to plant, they will steal. The people that will plant it for you, they will steal from it. When the cassava start growing, people will come, they will steal from it. Cattle will come, they will eat from it. When the cassava has grown and you are harvesting it, Those who help you to harvest it, the person said they will steal from it. After harvesting it, the person said, those who harvest it after harvesting the cassava, they steal from it. The transporter that will transport it to the processing unit, processing area, is going to steal from it. People that will peel it for the processing proper, they will steal theirs. The people that will also do other things that will fry it, they will steal at every point. That is a good excuse why anybody should not go into farming. But let me tell you, since you know that they will steal from you, what you should do in that sense is that you should find a way to stop the stealing. You know they will steal. So find a way. If they're going to steal from you, those who are going to steal, who are going to plant, then you monitor, you supervise them so that they will not be able to steal it. At the point of planting, you make sure you are there to supervise. At the point when it's growing, security is around to watch. When you are harvesting, you are around, you are at the site, at the farm to supervise the harvesting so nobody steals. When the time comes again to take it to the processing unit, processing place for peeling and other things, the transporter, you arrange transport, you stay in the transport yourself, and you monitor everything, how it's being moved from here to there. Everything you monitor. When it is being fried, you stay with them until the frying is completed. Or you get somebody that you trust to stay with them. So some of these look like good reasons why somebody should not go into farming. But since you know the problem, you have also provided the solution. Let me tell you something. Some years ago, I had a friend, and we were discussing. We were hunting for jobs those days. And then in the process of our discussion, we were discussing what somebody experienced during his job interview. So they asked him, he wanted to work in a financial institution, in a bank. They asked the individual, if you have opportunity to steal, are you going to steal? The individual, he said, yes, if I had the opportunity, I'm going to steal. The other person, they said, if you have opportunity, are you going to steal? The other said, no, I will not steal. Who do you think the company will employ? The company surprisingly employed the one that said he's going to steal if you had the opportunity. So they already know this person, if you have opportunity, he's going to steal. So the only thing they will do is that they will not create the opportunity for him to steal. They will not create the avenue for that individual to steal. Now we talk about cattle. The cattle eats most of the things that we plant. We can do fencing. We can do tree fencing. We plant trees, we get trees, or deliberately, we can plant trees around the farm. You can plant trees around the farm. You can plant dogoyaro trees. You can get it and plant it. It is going to grow and form a fence in 1 year or 2 years. Because farming is a long-term event, long-term thing. It's not just a short time, I just farm this year and you leave it. No. So if you know that you really want to go into it, you plant, you fence the farm, no matter how large it is. You are blessed with rain in Africa. Rain falls, and especially in the southern Nigeria and some other parts of Africa. When the rain starts, it continues and continues. And in fact, sometimes we're wondering if the sun is going to shine again. But the sun eventually shines again. It's seasonal. The season moves and it cycles. If you do that fencing using trees, you can use trees for fencing. So when you fence, then cattle will not be able to penetrate. Then you can get a security to stay on the farm. If you don't want to use trees because you can use brick. You can use block to make trees. You can use pole with wire, with iron wire to make fence around the farm where you want to plant. You know, it's not something that is for a year. It can be for 5-10 years. So you're going to get back the money. And I'm telling you, there's money in farming. There's money in farming. There's money in farming. So start thinking about that. So these are 2 or 3 excuses that people give. Number one is that cattle will eat it. Number one is that they're going to steal it. So I've given you those excuses are knocked out. Number 3 is that there's no finance. I don't have money. Where will I get the money to farm? Where will I get the money to farm? If you farm just a plot of land, the harvest you are going to make is going to surprise you. If you farm 2 plots of land, 3, 4, 5, the higher the plots of land you are farming, the larger the profit you are going to make. So if you are farming larger expanse of land, you are going to make more money. Now, there's coronavirus all over, coronavirus pandemic in the whole world. There's social distance, there's lockdown, people are at home, they cannot reach out, they cannot go out. If you have a farm, this is a time to devote more time to the farm. If now people are complaining that there's no money, some people are complaining that churches are asking them to bring money. I don't complain about churches, I don't complain about pastors, I don't complain about bishops, I don't complain about imams or afars in the mosque. I don't even complain about government, because they also, they are individual, they are not infallible. They can make mistakes, and the essence of our knowledge is to assist ourselves, to help ourselves. So the person at the helm of affairs may not know what he's supposed to do, whether he knows or he doesn't know. Your own role as a citizen is to know what you are doing and to move on with your life. So some people are blaming, they go on YouTube. You observe, I have close to 100 videos at the moment, and you observe there's no single one where I abuse any government. And you will not find in any of my videos where I'm going to abuse any government or abuse anybody, abuse any bishop, abuse any pastor, abuse any imam, abuse any head of state or any leader. No, that is not my aim. What am I going to gain from that? What profit is that? People were angry, they were shouting, the leaders, they are asking them to bring tithe. They're asking them to pay offering. During lockdown, instead of them to cook all what they have collected, to bring it back to them. My friend, if you are into farming and during this time you are harvesting, are you not going to pay your tithe? Are you not going to give your offering if you are a Christian? Are you not going to pay and remove the money for zakah from it if you are Muslim, for offering, to give to the less privileged? You are. Now, even as this there's lockdown now, people are selling food. Why didn't you take advantage of that? I spoke about it in one of my videos that you should go into food sales. If ordinarily you buy in your house just 30 cartons of Indomie or 100 cartons of Indomie, you are not selling food before, but before the lockdown, you have envisaged and you bought 100 cartons of Indomie. And now that people are not opening shops, things are going down because there's no transport to connect. The producers are not producing again because of the coronavirus. So they're not producing because there's social distancing. And the Indomie production companies involves people to come in close contact because the production process is a chain. So this one passes it, he packs it, he bag it, he send it, and he put it there and everything. 1, 2, 3 people cannot do all those things. So if you have bought 100 cartons of that Indomie or 200 cartons, by now that people are shouting, you'll be selling at profit and you will still have offering to give. So what I'm saying, this channel is about opportunities. It's not about looking at problems and they're not providing a solution to it. If before the lockdown, you have heard that lockdown is coming, if you have bought 500 tubers of yam and you kept it in your house, or 1,000 tubers of yam, you kept it in your house at the normal price, today you'll be selling, if you are selling at a profit of 100 naira per yam, 100 naira times 1,000, how much is that? That is 100,000 naira profit that you are going to make from that already. So you can see, here means if I just add 100 naira to the price that you bought it, you are going to make 100,000 naira clean and clear. But most people are not looking into that. They just believe that everything is going to work. You have to be strategic and plan ahead. Now, assuming you have a farm, this time you can go to your farm and get vegetables. This time you can go to your farm and get anything that you need to get. They are not allowing, they're not disallowing private transport for moving. You drive to where your farm is. Then you harvest yam. You harvest other things. If you have a poultry, it's part of farm. You go to your poultry, you take egg. You can take a fowl, you slaughter the fowl, you eat, you have meat for a number of days. And all these and all these. And people will be complaining and you'll be smiling. People will be complaining, you'll be smiling. I'm telling you, you have to plan and prepare. The government is not going to plan for you. The government is not going to prepare for you. Now, another reason people give for not going to farming, as I said, is lack of finance. There are many ways that you can get finance. I've already spoken about that in one of my videos, how to get finance to run and to do your business. You can get finance from different sources. So finance will not be a problem. You can check it out and see that video. You can get finance to run the business. Apart from that, if you don't have finance that you can use to run alone, why can't you get partners? There are some people, you have the idea, you have everything it takes. Get people that can give you money. That can give you money. There are angel investors. There are people that can be stock, that can be shareholders in what you want to do. So that if they give you 100,000, you can promise them they're going to give you 120,000 in 3 months when the maize are germinated, when you sell it, or in 6 months, or thereabout, and they'll be happy to give you because their money is not being tied down in the bank. They're helping you, and you're helping them back. So it's a communal, is a mutualistic relationship. Apart from this, when people complain that if they get large expanse of land that exists, there's no tractor to farm it. How are people that get tractor to farm it, how do they get it? You walk up to them, you give it a try. You try everything that you can. You don't just give up and say that things cannot work, things cannot happen. Things can happen. I'm telling you that a lot of things can be done and can happen. So take the initiative and take the privilege, take the opportunity and make things to work in this direction of the farming business. Another thing that people say is that when they farm and the product is ready for the market, other people too, they are ready for the market, so the price crashes, they cannot make ends meet from it. I'm telling you, you can make good ends meet. One of my videos, I spoke about how to preserve yam for yam flour production. How to preserve yam for yam flour production. Now, if you planted yam, and the time you harvested, yam was surplus in the market, what do? You don't need to sell all the yams. You don't need to sell, you may decide not to sell the yam. All you need to do is to peel the yam and leave it and dry it. When the yam season have gone, then you can now start selling it as yam flour, for yam flour. It will have dried by that time. You have peeled it, you have used hot water to do it, and it's clean and clear. You can use it for yam flour. You can go to companies, cooperative, and tell them this about it, and they'll prefer it because it will be neater than the other one that you buy in the market. You don't know how and where it was produced. So if you do that, and you plan, there are different cooperatives and people yearning to eat good food. So this is another opportunity. The same thing with the poultry. You can start the poultry. If now we are in the month, now we are in the particular month now of March. Very soon it will be Easter. So as you have planned to sell birds, that's fowl, for the Christmas, for the Easter, you will have bought the fresh, the young fowl since January. So by now they start maturing, and by the time it's Easter, you can dispose of them. In disposing of them, sometimes there's no point going to the market and going to stay there. Why can't you also go to different cooperatives, go to different bodies, and inform them, and they can ask you to bring 50 fowls. You have about 200 birds, and they have to bring 50. They don't have to bring 50. They don't have to bring 50. In fact, sometimes you may not, if you are serious with it, you may not be able to meet their demand. Also, the egg production business is there. Egg production. I have a friend who has a very small one in his house, and he said the demand is high. He's unable to meet the demand. The demand is high. People have known him, so he produces it, he sells it. The demand is high. So also you can go into oil palm that they used to make the red oil or the palm oil. You have 2 plots of land, you fence it, and then you get the palm, the seedling, you plant it, then you water it, rain falls on it. The moment rain falls on it, you weed it for 1 year, for 2 years, you leave it on its own. It will keep going. All you need to be doing is to weeding it. By the time it has grown 5, 6 years, Then you start getting your oil. You don't do anything. Every year you just start harvesting this thing and producing the oil. And a keg of oil now, you know how much it costs. A 25 liter of palm oil costs a lot. So these are some of the businesses that you can do. You don't need to be afraid that they're going to steal it. You don't need to bother that they're going to steal it. Nobody's going to steal it. And if they're going to steal it in reality, you put checks and balances in on that direction. So these are a few reasons that people give for not going to farming and how to overcome them. There are many more reasons that you may have. I want you to drop those reasons in the comment section below. My name is Benga Adetitun, and this YouTube channel is Benga Akindele YouTube channel. It's about entrepreneurship, it's about opportunities, and I want you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My plan is to monetize this YouTube channel. Currently, I have 100 subscribers, and I need 1,000 subscribers before my YouTube channel can be monetized. So please subscribe, share with other people, and ask them to also subscribe. I am going to talk to you some other time, and together we are going to see the end of the coronavirus. Bye for now.